Good morning. This Saturday. Let's see, I'm gonna listen to a podcast while I'm playing, so let's start that one up and check the audio. Yeah, it's working.
Overthrow, an ethereal, a rogue ethereal, something else has been made. You have befriended the Guavesa, originally planning to kill them all, but after some internal conflict, deciding that winning them over would be good enough, and you have done so with the ample evidence you have of the Tau having killed Guavesa, Kroot, and other Tau in their quest for unknown question mark? But you found out that there are internecine lines within the Tau themselves, which is why you now have an insurrection drone giving you access to all the information you could want on the Tau occupation. And Brother Solomon, after a crisis of faith, declared himself, after having to choose between consorting with Xenos or not, as one who consorts with Xenos, and he set off to negotiate with the Vespid and bring them over to your cause, not realizing, after he had already exited, that your entire plan is contingent on the Vespid being a part of this movement. His blood brother, the Kroot shaper Spartacus, explained to him about the Vespid, and he's now entered into their nest, making his way down a dark hexagonal hallway made of honeycomb and other strange products, entering into the hive of silent death, surrounded by dead grass and clearly irradiated, as the Kroot had warned him. You walk for some time. You're not entirely sure if the path is straight, is curving. It could be ramped slightly up or down. You don't know how deep this is, and different hexagonal doors are opening, clearly giving you different paths. You are not seeing any Vespid specifically as you make this.
I can't say enough about your work. Truly amazing.
I keep wanting to say hexagon, but there's so many different shapes in this one. It's so hard to make out, but it's a big empty space. You are looking up and seeing amongst these alcoves above, Vespid looking down unmasked, and a single Vespid flies down and lands in front of you in the darkness. There is almost an ultrasonic tone to the wings. You don't see them move. They're held up by kind of chitinous overall structural shapes with membranes in between. They seem to be perfectly still, but you can hear as the movement happens. They must be moving and blurring so fast that to human vision, they don't move at all. This being lands in front of you. They are bipedal. They're about human size with a chitinous exoskeleton that covers their whole body. It's covered in wicked barbs. They have two-pronged barbs as toes. Their hands are three-fingered, essentially, two fingers and a thumb, kind of built like lobster claws when you're looking at the general skin and tone. But yeah, vicious barbs throughout their whole structure. They are holding a weapon at the ready that you can see. It's clearly Tau technology with a large, sickly green glowing gem at the front. The only light in this space outside of your eye are coming from the gems in the guns of each of these beings. These, you had the insurrection drone. I don't know if you would have picked this up as it was flipping through. Can you roll me a history?
22.
Wow.
When you're trying to distract yourself from thinking, sometimes you just read any screen you can see. And as the insurrection drone was going through camp and things were being scrolled through as you're looking at plans, you noted that the Vespid carry neutron blasters. They fire radiation at lethal levels out of their guns, which is why this section is radiated. It would be dangerous for you to carry one of these guns for any specific length of time. Not that it would kill you the moment you picked it up, but it's just repeated exposure means this would be a couple of combats and then you'd be dead. But the Vespid anatomy allows them to continue comfortably in this same way. The figure in front of you, unlike the ones far above, is wearing a helmet covering their full head. The Vespid have 6 eyes, 3 pairs that are stacked at the top of their head, along with they have antenna. These are inside the helm that extend out from just above their jaw.
Okay, I'm gonna make some gear for my guildmates.
With a mandible like a barbed kind of claw protrusion that almost looks like the bottom of a Fu Manchu mustache coming out of the bottom of their chins. This head is fully encompassed in what is clearly Tau technology. It's got 6 eye lenses. It looks at you, and there is a grate over where the mouth would be. Above, you can see they've just got sharp needle teeth lining this interior mouth, but this one is fully covered with the grate in the front, and it says, "What do you desire?"
I think normally Solomon would be more intimidated and kind of freaked out in a den, pitch black. He can see threatening alien creatures he's never seen before, but the weight of all this information and what's happened to him over the last little while is sitting with him so heavily that I think he's got this kind of just, well, this is just another thing today. So he seems much more calm than he normally would. And he goes, I desire to treat with the Vespid. We have learned information that is challenging and potentially devastating to all species, including ourselves who reside on Fortis.
We are the Vespid. Like the crystal, we will be unbroken or be two crystals.
Sullivan.
It's not a great
Hello, John.
topic.
But he parses that for a second.
Having a good night in Florida.
That your species is both great and capable. But we have learned that when trust is put into the hands of those who do not earn it, it can crack even the strongest foundation, crystal or otherwise.
Independent minds are flawed. Yes.
Very true. And I think he would just start kind of spelling out what they've learned from the get-go. He would explain that they came, we arrived on this planet not that long ago, emissaries of the Emperor of Terra. We spoke to Spartacus of the Crute.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
know.
hear
Yeah.
the buzzing of a bunch of ultrasonic wings as they all look at each other bothered above you.
We spoke to many players of the Tau, the ethereal caste, to Pura Cassandra, to On-O Artemis.
On-O Artemis, leader of us all, the Tauva.
And you hear buzzing and hissing and clicking up above as all the Vespid nod to each other very knowingly.
Yes. To members of the Fire Caste. And as I'm sure you know, we participated in the hunt of the warg. Are you aware of that tradition?
We know of the hunt. We did not know you. We did not know you were involved.
Yes, this has only happened not even 24 hours ago. And on that hunt, and then he will display the data slate, we were betrayed by members of the Fire Caste who used their stealth suit technology, and as he's playing the video, to ambush, attack us, and kill many members of the Govesa, of the Tau, and of Crute.
Vespid slings its gun on its side, just hanging on a bandolier across its chest, and steps forward to take the data slate, instinctively scrolling back and forth.
This was a flawed ambush. They underestimated your strength.
I appreciate that.
This should have been positioned here. This stealth suit here. With Vespid support, you would have not survived.
Yes, I imagine that's true. But nonetheless, an ambush it was. We believe, in my consultation with members of my party and other members of the Govesa.
Oh, yeah, that's a big number.
that the
Still
Tau
kind of young compared to some European countries, but it's getting there.
You believe all Tau no longer work for the Tauva.
Sorry, let me rephrase. On-O Artemis, specifically.
You believe On-O Artemis no longer serves the Tauva.
We believe that he has betrayed his commitment to the Tauva.
He is the Tauva.
Then he has bastardized the Tauva. That he is not worthy of what it proclaims to be. And that he has used his loyalty with the Fire Caste to spread the taint of that betrayal, and it now threatens the Govesa, the Crute, and unfortunately, the Vespid.
This concept is many-faceted, like a large crystal. We cannot see all of it.
Can you roll me an insight with advantage?
Insight. Sure. Is that a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You remember the royal metaphor, and you realize that might
Yes.
simplify this enough for
Yes,
him.
sorry, the royal metaphor. We believe that O Artemis acts as a false royal.
You see the Vespid stiffen, and the ones above all lean forwards, 3 of them flying down and landing as though they need to be closer to hear this concept.
What?
I know that is a powerful claim, but having been on the receiving end of this betrayal, and in the following research and with the proof that I show you there, we believe that Auna Artemis has forsaken his claim to the Talva.
You wish to check his stinger to be sure his royalty is conditioned?
Yes.
What do you ask of the Vespid?
I'm unsure of the specifics right now. I know that he resides in his dome and is protected by the Firecast.
We will not fight the Tau for you. We are of the Tau, but we will help.
And you hear a chittering, and he rubs his 2 claws together, and a bunch of other Vespid soar in, and they bring you one of the helmets, a communion helm that matches his own, and this central figure extends it to you.
This is the helm of 542. If you speak into it, it will speak to us. We are prepared to assist within limits. We serve the Tauva. This false royal, if true, needs to be removed. If false, you will be removed by this hive.
Yes, I accept your conditions. I will stay in communication with you through this helm. I believe we can root out this false royal and protect the Talva.
I was in USA in '99, so I get to
May many crystals line your path.
see the 4th of July there then.
And he'll put the helm on and he'll leave.
Great.
Yeah.
That was a fun experience. We were in Washington, D.C. that day.
You don't add nothing. We're just finding out what number you get.
Ooh.
9019.
The helmet fits.
The
You now have a full
slides.
6-eyed Vespid helm that you can put on.
Oh,
You look like a Super Sentai
The
fighter
king
or
of the
something like
Xenos.
that.
Morgan's not going to like
Yeah.
this.
As you look through the eyes, you realize you can see in the infrared spectrum, you can see in your regular
Ooh.
spectrum, and a third spectrum that you can barely make out. You're not sure what, but you have that, and you also have the ability, you can tell if you hum, it will kick you into the communion helms of the other Vespids. So do a hum, and it'll carry over, and you'll be able to speak to them as you would normally. Hum again, and communication is over.
Cool. Very cool. And he'll just sort of bow on his way out, turn.
You've got a long walk down the hallways. Now, one of the things you're recognizing as you look at the walls is within the walls themselves and at the edges of doors and all of these shapes, there are crystals spread throughout this flex, larger pieces. Crystals are clearly a large currency for the Vespid and may have been the thing that drew the Tau's attention to them originally. You get outside the hive. You make your way to Spartacus. He has a barrel beside him with 2 other Kroot. He says, "You need to come here."
Yes.
And they pick up the barrel and they just dump water all over you.
It's so cold.
Sorry about that, but you have been irradiated. Your armor will protect some of you, but this will wash it off.
He's shivering in his bug helmet. Thank you.
Don't worry, I have furs for you.
And they just stack furs around you. So you have a Vespid helm and then just like an insane fur coat look with gold armor underneath.
Cool.
And you make your way back to the Kroot Dome, where you find your companions inside, along with Excella Rhodes and the other Guavesa leaders. Outside, all the
Oh yeah, we also went to New York that vacation. New York, Long Island, Washington, D.C., and Florida.
just like chatting in the sun.
So he'll walk up and he'll be like, in his mind, going, "I hope they."
That trip, I remember my father told me that trip was like $5,000 for that vacation.
And you step into the dome and
Yeah.
see the leaders are alive. Your companions are there. No one is dead. Axel Kane is sitting in the corner. He may as well have a dunce cap on.
I'm not happy.
They should have kept the deal. This isn't fair.
Yeah, and so he'll walk back in. He'll just stride up to
Can we
you two.
recognize
He
Solomon?
walks in wearing a Vespid helm. So it's the full shape of these kind of almost triangular Vespid heads with the giant antenna sensors that extend up the whole way through. It's got 3 sets of eyes vertically and the mandible Fu Manchu with the grate at the mouth. He's also just in the biggest fur coat ever. You figure out it's him because Spartacus is next to him.
Welcome back, Brother Sanctus. How did it go with the Vespids?
I was gonna say, if anyone is consorted with Xenos, you've never seen it ever been more apparent.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
Yep.
the throne did they do to you?
It's been 15 years. Because no, I do consort with Xenos, and this is me now.
My
This is-
teen
yeah.
boy.
He's the white guy who leaves the Jamaican resort and
Yeah,
comes
that's right.
back with
Yeah,
cornrows.
with the braids. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll just take the helmet off and reveal his face and his like slicked, wet, dripping hair, and go. The Vespid are ready when we are.
Good. Excella Rhodes, if you wouldn't mind, bring our 3rd member up to speed on our plan.
All right. And she brings your insurrection drone over to get a map of the city and show you where everything is. Again, the town center dome is in the very center of town. To the west of it is the Firecast Sky Dome, and then in the southeast are the landing pads. So here's the plan. We're going to keep things pretty basic. The Vespid are going to lock down the Tau landing zone. Just make sure no tanks are coming out. We just need a blockade. We don't need anybody to die. Just make sure nobody's moving around. Then we've got the town center. We're going to feint an assault on that with the Guavesa. Maybe with Kroot support, maybe not. That's not my department. Then, while that's happening, maybe 60 seconds after it starts, your team moves on the Sky Dome. We're making this all happen within 15 minutes. Should be pretty easy. Lock down the airport. Within 5 minutes, we hit this town center dome after they've pulled back the Firecast to try to help at the airport. And then you hit the Sky Dome so that when Artemis flees, hops out of the big building and goes to the little one, you're there waiting for him.
It's a solid plan. Thank you for your hard work putting it together.
It's what I do. I lead people. And occasionally lose at fucking regicide. She stares at Stevius Funkhauser and he goes, "Not my problem."
Do you think that will be amenable to the Vespids?
Yes, they do not seek direct conflict with the Tau, but they understand the gravity of the situation. Although they specified that if the Aun-O Artemis is not in fact corrupt, that they will come for us. We must prepare for that eventuality if that is the case.
Morgan's just like, okay.
I will send the Kroot children and their minders into the woods, so they will be spared anything that goes wrong. And then, should the Vespid decide to come for the Kroot, they will see how incompatible we are.
Yes, excellent.
Do you want us with you at the Sky Dome, or at the town center, or split?
Damien has a ruthless idea about this, and I think he won't communicate to Solomon, given that he's just come back in the latest Vespid fashion. I will use doublespeak to position to Morgan the idea, if the Kroot are seen attacking the main city hall where the On-O Artemis resides, and then the Vespids are seen occupying the landing zone area, perhaps the Firecast will make the first move to attack the Vespids, and that may cause the Vespids to fight back. Do you see what I'm saying? Where they realize that they know their contracts have been breached, and On-O Artemis being guilty of betrayal to these Xenos will think it's in his best interest to strike at them. It will cost Vespid lives. But who cares? It will cause more dissension in this Tauva. It will illustrate Artemis's guilt. Solomon won't like it.
Yeah, and Morgan is thinking about that because it is the more heavy-handed possibility.
I was going to say, the crude shaper, though, is just looking at you, Solomon.
That's
when
right.
They're having this conversation
Yeah.
visibly off to the side.
And so
I guess, what are you saying publicly that everyone hears? Because that's
Yeah.
important as well.
That is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to be enough to keep Solomon from making a choice, but innocuous enough to as not tip my hand, right? So I think it would be directed at Solomon and saying, Brother Sanctus, understand today has been especially challenging for you. But remember, however you feel you've changed today, you were selected for this mission as you were. No matter who tries to change you, even myself, there is something in you, the heart of you, that is already perfect.
And that is why I ask you and not him. What would you have us do?
And Morgan is going to look Damien in the eyes, but say, Brother Sanctus, it's your choice.
Obviously it is. I asked him twice now.
If the Vespid go to the tower landing zone, the Govesa stay to the town center, then it makes sense that the Kroot and us head to the Sky Dome.
We fight with you. Contract broken, ethereal broken. We will eat him if he is not corrupt.
Perfect.
Sure. Yes, is that any? I think he would go to ask, like to confirm with you two, and then he would go, "Yes, that is the plan. Let's prepare."
Synchronize your timepieces. We begin combat soon.
And everybody gets into a flurry of motion to get themselves into position for you to be able to trigger this. Solomon, you are given the button that you can press that'll send the timing out to everyone. The Vespid, you can catch up on this.
Yeah.
They like this plan a lot because it just involves them getting in the way. They don't have to fire on any Tau. They just prevent things from moving and draw attention, which they're very comfortable with. Is there anything you want to prepare before you go hide yourselves out near the Firecast Sky Dome?
Yep. Morgan will try to do medical treatment on herself because as soon as all of this flurry of activity happens,
I'll count this as a short rest.
yeah, perfect. But I think it is just because as the flurry of activity happens and eyes aren't on her, I don't know if Damien or Solomon would catch it, but she totally has like fully rolled her ankle. She is in so much pain this whole time, and she just limps over to sit somewhere and try and patch herself up. Yeah.
Well,
So
do
I'm
we
going
wanna
to use my hit dice.
Are you trying to hide that from us, or is it just
Nope.
regardless of whether we see it or not?
Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
So she's over at the bunks fixing herself up. Damien?
I'm just trying to see if there's anything short rest related to me. Solomon topped me up to full HP in combat. I don't think any of my spell stuff comes back after a short rest. So no, there's no resting for Damien then.
Okay.
It's going to be more proactive. He's a bit of a pariah among the Kroot now, so I don't know that they would let him help prepare.
It's not so
maybe-
much that they wouldn't let you help, it's they don't need anything.
Okay.
They're sending the children and their minders out into the woods in small groups so that they can just kind of disappear and recollect after combat. The rest of them are just checking their own gear, putting things together, refilling their bandoliers out of collected things. There are snacks available if people are looking for meat or fruit crude ox milk or anything else. There's also water available. They've realized you humans seem to prefer that, so they started stocking it for you.
Then I would probably check in with Solomon and Morgan.
Great. Solomon, is there anything mechanically you want to do at this time?
Nope. I recover a channel divinity on a short rest. I think he would just be doing the same kind of like battle prep that he would always do, making sure all his gear is stowed away properly, checking out this new helmet, talking with Spartacus. Yeah. I don't think he'd be doing anything else mechanical, but he would be keeping like an unusual distance from Morgan and Damien.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stevius is in the middle of this, just going like, this is going to be a crazy day for old Stevius Funkhauser. And he walks over to you, Solomon, and he goes, you got any tips on how to survive? Because in that last tussle, you were the only one who didn't go down.
Stevius, I would just say, stay in the back.
Oakley dokily, you got it.
And then he would just sort of look at him. Is that it?
I'll cover you from the back. Good luck out there, bud.
You too, Stevius.
Nice hat. And he leaves.
Thanks.
That leaves the three of you if there are any conversations you want to have before combat begins.
Yeah, Damien would make his way over to Solomon. And it's almost, I think, a little bit of like reverse taming of the groks of like kind of coming into the space and then from a distance giving him a once over, like visually, like how is he responding to me being here right now?
I don't think he's not going to be as like petulant. I think as Damien,
no,
right?
certainly not. No one could.
Yeah. So no one could hold that mantle. So as he's doing he's doing his little prep stuff, and I think he would catch you, and I think he would go, I know what you're doing, Damien. What do you want to talk about?
I just came to make sure you're ready.
I feel more ready than I have felt in a very long time.
Well, good. And you remember the mission. You remember why we're here to begin with, yes?
I feel I know why I'm here, Damien. I feel I found purpose. Do you know why you're here? Or do you just wait for new orders to come down? What are you running from?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you. And that's a promise.
I look forward to that.
Damien will put his hand out for the handshake.
And Solomon will put out the same kind of like crude handshake that he's been doing with Spartacus.
And Damien's hand is open because that's the handshake that we did.
Yeah. And then there'll be like I think he'll wait and he'll pause. And then he'll extend.
And the hand opens.
Yep.
And Damien will take the hand, the shake.
Yep.
Predator as well.
He'll go into the, he'll do the second step.
Like the arm wrestling thing. And then fingers out for the Aquila, double-headed Aquila.
And Solomon like waits and sees that you're doing it. And then he'll just put his hand back down.
Okay. There'll be much for us to talk about after this then.
I think so.
As you were, champion.
And he'll nod.
And Damien will leave to check on Morgan.
And Whistler will approach out of the darkness and nuzzle his head against your hand that you just used for the shake.
Yes, good. Sit.
Roll me an animal handling.
7.
Whistler goes, and then jumps up on you and tries to lick your face.
No, sit. And he pushes his butt down.
Yeah, and then he sits.
Sit
Then he
down.
stays.
Yeah.
Over at the bunks,
Morgan is sitting in one of the bunks. She had rolled up the bottom of her body glove to just wrap her knee, and it's like bruised to purple, and then putting it back down and just patting, doing her own thing. Do you need something, Damien?
No, I'm just checking on everyone. Solomon is ready, but he is deeply troubled.
I didn't anticipate him to be so shaken by this. She looks up at you. That reaction was rather anticipated. We will get Solomon back. She's looking down at her boots.
Can one be brought back in the Emperor's light?
I overheard the both of you talking about forgiveness. I know how you were raised. That's not in the Emperor's book. But in my life, in the ways that the Emperor has touched me personally, he does forgive those who fight for him, who carry out his works, who strive to complete his plans. So, those who follow me, follow my master, follow the Emperor. There is forgiveness in that.
If you won't tell me explicitly who you are, what's happened to you, where you've been, I can live with that. I don't know that Solomon can. I think you have things to tell him to help him understand where he belongs, where he fits.
Okay, I need more
the
iron.
Emperor's plan,
Let's go to
the Bounty's plan.
the Retty Highlands.
Because I can't tell him anything anymore.
As I said, I have things to learn from you as well. Perhaps I will have to tell him some things about myself. But right now, we have to not die.
Aye. In that we agree.
Thank you, Damien. That's very astute of you.
Well, that's fine. You're welcome.
She'll give him a little smile and a nod.
And on reflex, it's not a real smile. It's a Valentine's smile. He'll just big grin and then go get his, sickle and light crossbow and everything else ready to go.
Yeah, and even seeing him do that makes her feel buoyed. And Morgan's just sort of wiping her eyes a little bit because thinking about forgiveness and faith and those sorts of things, that's the stuff that tears at her heart for sure.
And you find yourself on your bunk, Morgan, looking over and seeing Solomon with his Kroot hound, with his Vespid helmet, with his Kroot furs. Is there anything you want to say to him before this combat?
I think normal Morgan would just be like, let this ride. Let this all ride. It's whatever. But she'll walk over to Solomon. Excuse me, brother. Could I beg a moment of your time?
Yes.
I just have to ask, are you wearing the Vespid helm or is it off?
I think he'd be wearing it, like trying to figure out how it works, trying to like acclimatize.
Great. Then what you hear from the outside is, yes.
Oh,
Oh, because you did a little
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
Morgan is like trying to keep a straight face, and then it's just too cute and funny. It's like even
Too cute.
it's just very funny because it's so like it's like she can tell Solomon moping underneath, but it's just like
This is me now.
Cut my life into pieces.
Hey, angsty boys.
I think he,
like
yeah,
8 other songs to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. He would. I think he would say yes, and then he would take the helmet off. Yes. What?
I know that Spartacus sent all of the young Crute away, but last night I was speaking with his daughter, Alice. I spent most of the night telling her stories about things that I have been through in the past. I would like to say goodbye to her after all of this, and I thought perhaps I could tell you some of those stories as well once we get back.
Sure. Anything else?
I'm curious to see where your path leads, Solomon.
And I'm curious to see what path you have been walking down, Morgan.
We will talk more soon.
Indeed.
She's gonna walk off.
What a fun time it is to be agents of the Inquisition in the hour before battle.
We're all gonna live forever.
3 of you are given masks by the Crute. You don't need one because you're wearing a Vespid helm, Solomon. But Stevius, Morgan, and Damien, you all would be recognized by facial recognition. So you end up with Shaper masks, similar to the ones that are worn by the Shapers of the Crute, specifically Spartacus. So it hangs down. It's got some kind of like, again, bones and other pieces on it, wraps around your eyes. So it's like a Batman, the old 60s, like 70s show Batman Robin
Sure.
style mask,
Okay.
but with dangling pieces down that hangs around. For you, Damien, it would actually be reminiscent of a lot of redemptionist masks that you might have seen from some of the more pious and let's burn everything imperial religious groups. But those will mean that you will not be recognized by facial recognition as you are moving about the camp, which was the test, and it was confirmed by your insurrection drone that this would pass. It did a scan
Great.
of you and confirmed it would not know who you were at that time. So everyone begins to trickle out. The Guavesa spread around so that they can get into positions around the town center, just pretending to have general activities. They've like throwing a ball back and forth, some really basic kind of stuff, gambling, other things that they've done in private and in public, but just to give them an excuse to get a large number of people in place. They actually set up a regicide tournament in front of the town hall center. It was Stevius's idea, and Excella actually agreed it was good, so they could get a number of boards, but it would also just give a reason for everyone to be standing in front of it, watching what was going on, to justify having a large group of Guavesa there without arousing suspicion. The Crute, they drift, disappearing into the woods for the children and the minders, and otherwise shifting into position. They don't have to be nearly as close to the Sky Dome as your team does to be able to get there in an instant. They are very fast. Sprinters, leapers, all that. Spartacus stays with your team specifically, along with a group of his kind of most trusted, most capable, most experienced hunters, and they shepherd you and screen you as you move, kind of working around you, but shifting in and out, being able to trade off where they are, blocking visibility to the most obvious drones and stuff like that. You realize this is probably a way the Crute travel in general if they are in public, especially if they have children or they're moving the clan, to make sure that, like any herd animal, they're protecting the weakest at the center while also being ready to hunt at the perimeter. Do you want to be on the north side or the south side of the Firecast Sky Dome? As we've said, it's got the Piranha Freeway moving towards it and then kind of going around it and continuing to town center. Yeah, north or south?
I'm thinking north because that seems the furthest away from the landing pad and where the other things will be drawn. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So Spartacus and his specialists will be alongside you on the north side. He'll have Crute on the south side as well. They're just very consciously spreading it out so it just looks like Crute doing traditional training and hunting patterns. They've done these kinds of things around the hamlet before, so it shouldn't stand out. When you are all in position, Solomon, it is up to you to cue your friends, the Vespid, to go. You're wearing the helmet. What do you do?
He hums.
Yes.
Yes, the plan is in effect. Everything is set. We await your arrival at the Tau landing zone.
We move, we fly, we help you defeat False Royal, test the stinger.
Over and out.
And you feel that line close, and a few seconds later, you all hear this tiny ultrasonic hum. It's as if you were in a plane and somebody turned on 200 toothbrushes in the hold underneath. It's quiet, but it's strange.
That's fun.
And you look up and you see more than 100 Vespid just soaring over this camp. And then a second wave of the same number follow. And you're realizing, Solomon, that it must have been a really deep hive, because this is way more than you could put in a dome. And it was very good that you got the Vespid on board instead of bringing them as a hostile force to your hostile takeover. They soar overhead, and you can see with the speed, they're making very good time. And you hear alarms start to go off at the landing pad. Not the usual kind of shrieks and red lights that you would expect. It's just clear that something's going on. There are kind of blue lights flashing around, which for you would be a nightmare because that's warp incursion. But for the Tau is just a like, something's up. So it's the lowest grade alarm that they have. And you can hear from drones around you, everything is fine. Don't worry, we're getting this sorted out. The Tauva is being supported. And at the same time, it takes a few minutes as you are watching this happen. The battle suits, you see two of them arc over into the distance. Drones start to peel off and also go to the spaceport. And after about 3 minutes, a number of piranhas pull up from the spaceport, and Firecast fire warriors climb out and get into them and then speed back. So you realize a good chunk of the Firecast warriors in here have exited. Once that's done, you realize it's time for the mayhem to really begin. Morgan, I'm going to say you have the red button. Do you push it?
Looking between both of these boys, behind their masks.
Any last words, boys?
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor. Looking over at Solomon.
Solomon says nothing.
For the Kroot.
Button.
And you hear war start across the hamlet as the Guavesa cry out and gunfire begins to crackle towards the town center. The madness has begun. In seconds, undoubtedly, Anno Artemis will take off and flee to the Firecast Sky Dome in front of you, where you can have the showdown you have been waiting for this whole time. But none of you are back in the Kroot Dome to see the insurrection drone's screen flash. Warning, Ghost Keel suit activated. Warning, Ghost Keel suit activated.
This episode of Agents of the Inquisition features the voices of Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, Josh Halbert, and Tyler Hewitt, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Agents of the Inquisition's artwork was created by Del Borovic. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, whose music was provided by freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. If you want to support the show or get an ad-free version, go to dumdumdice.com/join. That's dumdumdice.com/join. Again, that's dumdumdice.com/join. Though the team is working under special condition, this podcast isn't. So tell your friends about Agents of the Inquisition and join us next episode. Rabute Gilliman himself commands it.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Madre de Gatos, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lale, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Mickey Blake,
Corpse Knight Silver at a mere 101. The Dankler, Lady Destiny Stormbringer, Randall Eberly, Lord Taser, Funky Stevie, J. Robert the Mad Fox, Optimus Omega, the Workaholic Mr. V, LMX, Emilio and Minions, Flea Unit, Binks, Magical, King Kato, Lurking Sam, Lost, Tay the Dirt Sailor, Oliver D&D Clothsoft, Zara Cypher,
and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
The Gwavesa Rebellion of the planet of Voryx has begun. You have put every ally you have made into play as a party. The Vespid, won over by Brother Solomon, are currently blockading the Tau spaceport, ensuring that no tanks get involved in this conflict, and that a large number of Firecast warriors have already been pulled away from the Firecast Skydome that you yourselves are assaulting. You also, the original plan was assassination, but then it was switched to diplomacy, won over the other Gwavesa gangs, and they are currently laying siege to the town center in the central dome that houses Auno Artemis in the midst of this hamlet of Fontis. You can hear that fighting from this far away, from a fake regicide tournament to what you hope is a massacre, but you do not know. And you have teamed up with the clan of Kroot that is on this world that have blooded themselves with theoretically all of you, but after learning of your duplicitous nature, pretty much just Solomon. They are joining you in your assault on this Sky Dome. The triggers have been set. It is time for you to charge. You hit the button, Morgan. The assault is underway. It's time to just sprint. Can you all roll me in athletics as the drones on the exterior of this building wake up?
Here you go. 17 for Morgan.
Oh, Damon's a little sleepy.
8.
13 for Solomon.
Okay. So there are 4 drones. 2 of them will not react in time to be able to shoot at your party. 2 of them do react in time not to shoot at Morgan. She's too fast. And not to shoot at Spartacus. He's too fast.
Go, Spartacus.
But the other 2 boys. Okay, so 1 shot from this drone gun. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between stat blocks. I guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot of people in this combat.
1 fires at Solomon. That is a nat 20. And the other will fire at Damien.
Ooh.
That is a 9. So missing Damien, but hitting Solomon.
The Emperor protects. What can I say?
You gotta believe.
4 seconds.
You gotta believe.
The Emperor protects his faithful.
Under comp bead, just a Solomon. Come on.
You take 6 damage, Solomon.
Oh, for God's
as you
sakes.
are winged by pulse carbine fire.
I'll as I run, I'll use the last of my lay on hands healing, and I'll just take 2.
Fabulous. You make it through the drone fire. You are in the door before it can even start to close. The Kroot are going to roll for 2 more Kroot. Nope, they're behind you. So, Morgan, you are not the tip of the spear. You've got your main man, Spartacus, as tip of the spear, but you are right in behind him. Inside this doorway, you find yourself looking at a team of 6 fire warriors. You are the first ones to make it in. I'm going to argue that this is a surprise round. They do not know what is going on.
Okay.
Spartacus is going to attack first. My God, does he ever know how to fight?
Spartacus.
Gets 2 attacks. 1 will hit, the other will miss. It does. Ooh, you guys are lucky that you befriended the Kroot, because they would have really fucked your shit up.
Yeah, we could tell.
He kills a full fire warrior on his rifle as he brings it up and swings it down. It's just a stab up, and the top hook of his rifle blade stabs in between the helmet and the neck armor, just punching straight through an artery. And then he flips, and the other one stabs straight up in between thigh armor and the crotch, just right into another artery there. And he's just booking it even further with you, leaving a corpse as you begin to move past this squad. Morgan, you are next.
Yep.
There are 5 fire warriors, with 1 bleeding out already dead on the floor.
Great. Morgan will take a shot at the next one coming up as they're running past.
Fabulous.
And since it hasn't taken attack yet in this combat, I
Correct.
get advantage.
You do get advantage.
I reroll 1. Oh, 2 17s. So that's
What jewel crafters can make stuffs?
21 will hit a fire warrior.
Great. Plus my sneak attack. So that is 16 damage.
16 damage. Your last round burns a hole through the central eye lens of the helmet, frying the head within, and another fire warrior falls dead.
Yep. And she is following in Spartacus's wake, running, and then we'll use my cunning action to hide because I can hide behind a creature my size or larger.
Fantastic. Roll me a stealth.
15.
15. Okay. That will be the DC to spot you behind Spartacus. You have dashed through this anteroom. You're making your way towards the sand-lined arena. Can you roll me a perception?
Yep. Not great. 7.
7. There's a lot of combat going on around you. You're hearing gunfire everywhere. You're not
Focused
sure
on
what the
that.
state of things are. It was a question of could you hear something in the distance?
No,
and
then
you
no.
cannot. There are alarms going off. There are a lot of things happening. Up next. What was your athletics roll? Do you remember?
13.
8.
Solomon, you burst into this space next. We'll use this as your initiative for this portion.
Beautiful. How close are the fire warriors together?
There are 2 are dead, so 1 to the left and 3 to the right.
3, like close to
There's a gap in between. Yeah, the other 3 are kind of close together. They were milling about chatting. They're turning and were grabbing weapons off of tables and have turned around to just have a Kroot kill the first one. Morgan gunned down a second and disappeared through. Solomon, you're the third one through the door.
Solomon running up with shocking speed, and he's going to pull out the Incubus glaive.
Ooh.
He's not back on Jericho anymore. This is the real deal. 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
And he will cleave.
And so roll for your second hit on the second,
I got
the second attack. Yeah, it's a second attack.
Perfect. Just an 11 on that one. Or sorry, 12.
12 will not hit, but your first strike does.
All right, close enough. He's trying his best here.
2d8 plus
6.
Ooh.
Shit. Oh, I got too
It's hard
excited.
over here.
Jesus.
So
yeah.
excited.
It's spicy.
16 damage as well.
And you cleave completely through a fire warrior. You were expecting more resistance, and it's through one and slashing back at another who's already falling back over the table in the horror. You have made it through this room, though you are stuck there for the moment. Damien, you're up. 3 fire warriors down, 3 still standing as you enter this space.
Yeah, I think following in Solomon's kind of path, I'll run up on the next one and use a warp strike.
Whew. Nice. Go for it.
So this will be a warp infused attack with my sickle. Plus 6, 15 plus 6 for 21.
That will hit.
Okay.
Ooh.
And so that's going to be 1d4 plus 4 fire damage. So that will be 7 fire damage.
7. You hack deep into this fire warrior's chest plate and into their torso beyond with psychic warp fire bleeding into their internal organs. It is a bad time for them.
It's not the worst time because we didn't get Perils of the Warp.
There we go.
They don't know. They don't know yet. They don't know about these
They
things.
don't know about these things.
But they've been stabbed deep, and you can hear them screaming within their helm as they are cooked from inside. At which point, 3 more Kroot follow you in.
Yay!
They're going to make their attacks. All of them will hit.
Oh, fuck.
Groot.
Sfoo of the Kroot.
The Groot.
Really, it's just S of the
Yes.
Kroot.
Yeah.
Scroot of the Kroot.
Totally screwed.
Okay. Oh my God, these dudes. Doing a total between all of them of 30 damage. They kill the fire warrior that you were dealing with,
Well,
Damien.
sure.
The full head comes off, and they kill another fire warrior. So 2 fire warriors down. There's 1 left looking absolutely panicked as alarms are going off. And you're seeing doors open from side rooms into this room with more fire warriors clearly ready to barrel down. You see them raising pulse carbines into this space. I need a formal initiative now, if I can get everybody to roll for me, please.
9 for Damien.
Okay.
21 for Morgan.
Very nice.
14 for Solomon.
14 for Solomon. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's one person in this party that I missed.
Staying in the back.
Stevius misses with his gun. However, and Whistler's falling, but he didn't actually get a bite in there. Okay. Stevius's stats, though. Okay, he's there. Definitely did stay in the back. That's true. Stevius did what he was told.
He did what he was told.
Whistler, although it's coming in the very back. Yep, this all mathematically adds out as they scored the worst. Solomon, I think you have the ability to trade initiatives with someone if you want to. Am I correct?
If they are willing.
If they are willing. So
Yeah.
right now, Morgan is at 21. Solomon is at 14. Damien is at 9.
Solomon's always keen to go.
What was yours? roll?
14.
I'll swap with you then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so-
Solomon first. Morgan is hiding behind Spartacus.
Okay, Spartacus is moving forwards. He will trade out his attack because he doesn't have an enemy in sight currently, and he will actually bring you with him if you're permitting that, Morgan.
Perfect. We're running together
He'll
then.
roll in athletics, which is a nat 1. Yeah, that's just the way that plays out. So, Morgan, he's trying to pick you up and hurry forwards, and that's when there is just a gout of a flamer spraying down this hallway towards the two of you. And he has to... Okay, he is hit, and he will suffer... He suffers 6 damage to Spartacus from the flames. He will drop you and be forced to fall back. Falling back to his crute. You are left there. Solomon, you are next. There is one fire warrior left. You are seeing fire come down the hallway ahead of you. Spartacus is singed. Luckily, he managed to shield Morgan.
Yeah. Stevius, finish the job back here. Pointing to that last fire warrior, and he'll just run up to whatever's flaming all over the place.
And Stevius looks at the other 3 crute around him and goes, "Get him, boys."
Oh, that's right. There's Crute. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right. He's staying back. You
Yep.
told him to.
Yep.
It works.
So good.
You are dashing forwards. Okay, so this hallway is about 30 feet long, is what it's 60 feet long. So you've got the ability to get 30 feet, which will take you to where Morgan is. What do you want to do after you make your 30 feet?
Can I see what's shooting the flames?
It was a flamethrower was coming through. Roll me a perception. Let's see what you can spot.
Just 12.
Okay, yeah. What you are seeing is you're not sure there's movement back there. I would say you get a vision of one fire warrior in the distance on the sand, just dashing across where you can see. They are in their regular armor, but they seem to have some kind of jetpack strapped to their back.
And I can't get any closer to that. And, oh, you know what I do have? I have 2 photon grenades.
That is true.
What a fun time to remember to have.
Oh my god.
So I will slide the cover and push the button, and I'll huck a photon.
Fantastic.
Let's see what
Roll
that looks
me
like.
an athletics. I think these are pretty broad weapons, so I don't think it's an attack. You're not looking to like tag something with it.
Sure.
Just down the hall she goes.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You huck it out into the arena. It will go off. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw with advantage?
I can try.
Morgan, you are down. Can you roll me a d6?
2.
Okay, I'm going to say you weren't looking towards there. It was like 1 to 3, you were looking towards Solomon. 4 to 6, you were looking at where the flamethrower was coming from, and then it would be an issue for you. It's not.
Okay.
But Solomon, because you throw the grenade and are looking where it lands when it goes off, you don't know what these grenades do. It's a flashbang. You have advantage because you are much further back from it than anybody else.
Would my different-eyed Vespid helmet do anything to screen any of that out?
You've got advantage, right?
Yep.
It becomes double advantage. I'm going to say that you can just screen it at them. Double advantage means you will not be affected
Love
by this.
that.
The audio
Vespid.
quality would have been too far away because you had an 18. You fucking hucked it out
Yeah.
there. But it was going off. So let me just roll for these poor bastards in the arena. And by poor bastards, I mean they're doing fine. Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. 2 of the 3 individuals in the arena currently pass. One of them gets a nat 1.
Ooh.
I am going to say the one fire warrior that you saw running across the sand sees the grenade hits the ground, doesn't know what kind of grenade it is, jumps and dives and lands on it, and it goes off under them, hurling them away, but also you see it shatters the lens in their helmet, and when they pull their helmet off, they're bleeding from the ears and the eyes. They clearly are heavily damaged by this. They will have disadvantage on all attacks moving forwards because they have been blinded and deafened.
Excellent.
Wow.
That is Solomon's turn.
Perfect.
Morgan.
Can I see anyone else from this hallway? Is the fire still coming down the hallway?
The fire was a blast. It was like somebody fired a flamer down it. It's not continual. Roll me a perception.
Sure. 21.
21. Looking out, you've seen some blurs of movement. You have a brief moment to use your recordings from Romeo and scroll back and forwards, and you realize just before the gout of flame came down, you saw the leg of a crisis battlesuit land inside the arena. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
9.
9. You know the battlesuits had been called to the landing pad. They'd already flown over that way. Your assumption would be this battlesuit has to have come from the town center.
Okay. Then over the comms, it'll be, looks like a large battlesuit in the middle of this arena. I think we need to move with caution. And Morgan is going to stay right there next to Solomon. But I think I'm going to hold a gunshot that if another thing pops into the end of the hallway, I'm going to take a pot shot at it.
So if you can see a target, you will fire.
Yes.
So you're going to ready your action
Yep.
with that trigger.
Yes.
Fantastic. You do that. You are 30 feet from the entrance into the arena from this hallway.
Yes. So I'm staying in the hallway. I'm not moving out by myself. But yes.
Are you prone or are you standing?
I was thinking like a knee, like I'm hiding slightly behind Solomon.
Okay, so
Standing there.
you're gonna use Solomon as cover. You're gonna take a knee. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I'm fine with kneeling.
Okay,
that works
great.
for me. It's good for flavor for the hiding.
That's exactly.
And Spartacus is down, but he can get back up on his turn. Damien.
At that notice from Morgan, it seems like you two have kind of like stacked up
In that hall.
in that hall.
Mhm.
Damien wants to go. How wide is the hall?
The hall is about 10 feet wide.
10 feet wide. Do I have to see the target for this? Just says within range. I'm worried about casting things too close to my allies in case perils of the warp happen, but honestly, what are the odds of that even happening?
It's never happened even once.
The
Never once.
Emperor-
It's never happened to
Yeah, I
me
was gonna
even
say,
once.
look back at Stevius and he says, "You can do it, boy."
I don't even know about the perils. Perils of the warp. Who is she? I don't know her.
Yodeling do to the warp we go.
Seeing that Morgan has like sighted down the hallway and is ready for something to come out of there, Damien will try to take cover as best he can on the other side of the hall, but equidistant from this doorway as his companions. So just across the hall from Solomon and Morgan, and 30 feet down the hall, he's going to cast Thin the Veil, this cantrip that we've used before, normally for booming voice, most recently for the tremors. There is another facet of this called Phantom Sound, and Damien would like to create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range. It gives examples such as rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or ominous whispers. Damien would like to generate the sound of frantic footfalls, the sound of someone just running down that hall, and he wants it to originate about 29 feet from where we are.
Okay, so
Down that
you're in
hall.
line with your friends and you're setting it up. The 29 feet is frantically running out into the arena, correct?
Yeah,
Great.
The sound of us running, the sound of
Three people
insurrectionist
booking it.
footprints.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
excuse me.
Okay. Cool.
That just happens. There's no savior or anything like that. It's just whatever someone within earshot would do with that information. I'll
sound
leave
is
that to
made.
you. Perils, it's a 10.
It's a 10. Okay, that sound echoes forth. Okay, Stevius and the Crute. Sounds like a great band name, I just want to say.
Stevius and the Crute.
Okay, the Crute. One of them hits, and Stevius. So one of the Crute hits, and they will kill a fire warrior. The final fire warrior is down. The other ones are coming in, and Stevius goes, "Don't worry, boys, I got him." And he fires off his pulse carbine and accidentally hits one of the Crute.
Oh, Steve.
My bad. I'm going to stay closer to the back. Don't worry about it. And the Crute are just like, just getting hisses and bird sounds. As they launch themselves laterally, you see, looking back into the room, you see two of them leap left and the other one leap right, and you're just hearing war cries out of them as they hurl their way forwards. Then I've got some other people who are joining the fray. With the fucking worst scores I've ever seen. Of course, the blinded guy rolls the worst of the whole battle.
Perfect.
Just absolutely awful stats. Okay. And we go from the bottom of the list. Whistler is just going to dash forwards to end up beside you, Solomon, because he's not really sure what he's supposed to be doing. The Fire Warrior in the field, you're going to hear some energy pulse fire into the distance. He would be carrying a pulse carbine. It will be one hit on a Kroot in the distance. Negligible damage, but he's just firing suppression fire over that side. And the suit. They're going to focus fire on the other end. You hear the footsteps were a very good ploy, but from the other side of the arena, though you can't see it, you hear Kroot war cries. As Kroot are clearly launching themselves out from the south into this arena. And you hear missiles fired in return, just the hiss of them coming out of a launcher, and then explosions as they land and cries of pain out in the arena.
Oh, fuck.
Ruh-roh.
We cut back to the top of the order, and Spartacus looks at all of you and says, "We will win or we will die. We feast on this ethereal." And he charges straight to the edge of this gap with the arena, bringing up his rifle, and he's going to fire into the space. That is enough to hit. He managed to do that. Good for him. And he's going to take his damage. He lands a blow against a foe you cannot see. Solomon, you are up.
He's going to sprint up to get in beside Spartacus, if he can.
Yep, you can make it right to him, no problem.
Yep. And then...
Looking into this arena, because now you can see it. You're looking at the full length of this arena. It is about 120 feet long, I think was what we'd said previously. About 50 feet wide, so it's about 25 feet to the center of the chamber. It's 120 long. You are in the center.
There sure is a lot of iron here.
Foot mark. It's 60 feet to either end from where you are. To your left, you are seeing a crisis suit. This is one of the ones that you'd seen from overhead, only this one has more red chevroning to it on top of the white. It's clearly here for emergency purposes. And you are seeing two fire warriors, one that you'd seen that was blinded. It's about 20 feet from you, from where your position is, blinded, deafened, holding its pulse carbine, not really sure where to shoot. There's another fire warrior on the opposite side, just firing down the tunnel, just suppression. It's about 10 feet out from the tunnel, so it's about 40 feet from here. And then to your left, you are seeing the battle suit. It is in the center of the arena, so it's like 25-ish feet out from the wall, and it's about 30 feet from where you stand currently. Its attention is on the far side, where you can see some dead Kroot having been blown apart by missiles.
Interesting. And I've already used all my movement?
You used 30 feet of movement to get there, yes.
Yes, okay. How hurt was Spartacus?
Spartacus was mildly hurt. He's very hardy, and it was a pretty superficial blow. It's one of those things where he's got, burnt skin over one shoulder. It does not seem to be hampering his movement at all.
Okay. I'm not good with I don't have much for ranged right now. I've got that last photon grenade. Why don't I just chuck that photon grenade at the crisis suit? Is the photon grenade, it's just like a sonic...
It's a flashbang.
It's a flashbang. Okay, so it's not going to, damage anybody.
Nope.
It could mess with its, sensors?
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah.
You're not sure what the capabilities are, but considering from your experience with Tau technology that people inside things are just trusting video cameras, you never know what you can do to it.
We're going to try. See what happens.
I can see it from here.
It's a natural one.
You lob this photon grenade towards the crisis suit, and it spins and bats one arm, and it just tags the photon grenade out of the air and down the far side hallway, where you hear the Kroot on that end trill before it, bang, goes off down the hallway amidst your Kroot reinforcements from the south.
Son of a bitch. Well, that's my turn. If you were wondering if I had anything else up my sleeve. Let me just take photon grenade off my sheet.
Goodbye, sweet photon grenade.
Okay, the crisis suit is going to turn.
Shit.
and raise. So it has a burst cannon for its left arm. It has flamer for its right arm, and it has missile pods over its shoulders. It is going to turn and fire its burst cannon towards this doorway because it's got you and Spartacus clearly framed. I need to roll. I'm going to roll for the 3 shots. On a 1 to 3, they will hit Spartacus. On a 4 to 6, it will hit you, Solomon. 1 shot will go at you, Solomon. 2 will go at Spartacus. Okay, for the shot at Solomon, that is a 8. That's an 8. It's not going to hit at all.
Nice.
The 2 shots on Spartacus, 1 will clearly miss, but the other... How is the greatest boy of mine doing? The other will hit, and it will do another 5 damage. He's getting off very lightly in the way these damages are going, but that is very nice for him because we like Spartacus. So he is still not even bloodied. Spartacus is just getting tagged in combat and going, oh, that is all you have with your machine. Up next, Morgan.
Okay.
They're getting pelted with Gatling gun fire at the end of this hallway.
All right. Yeah, all right. We got some Gatling gun fire.
All right.
So, it's 30 feet to get to the end of this hallway.
Correct.
Okay. It's going to be 30 feet to the end of the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a shot at this thing.
Great.
Just aiming for the head, I guess. I don't know. It's really big.
Yeah. Roll me an insight.
19.
19. You realize the head that is on top of this can't possibly be the head of the rider. Your guess is the rider is in the central torso. The head is all of the sensors for the crisis battlesuit, so also very important, but a headshot in the same sense, even if it punches through the armor, likely won't put a crisis battlesuit down unless you can kill the driver inside it.
That makes sense. You know, just gonna try it out. I'm assuming
Take the shot anyways. I
I'm
love
gonna take
it.
a shot anyways, but I think I'm going to shoot for. You said there's missiles on its shoulders.
Correct.
Might as well aim for them. I don't know.
Great. I love it.
Maybe a big boom, maybe not. I don't know.
We
We're
love
gonna
a big
just
boom.
shoot. We're gonna just shoot and see what happens. It's a 10 to hit.
10. That will not hit.
And then Morgan is going to use her cunning action to dash and get further into the room around the edges, trying to look for any cover, anything she can get behind.
Great. Do you want to go to the left side towards the crisis battlesuit, the right side away from the crisis battlesuit, or do you want to try to go for the blinded and deafened Tau and use him for cover?
You know what? I'm going to use the Tau for cover. I'm just going to get under his feetsies so that, like, they said that the Tau weapons don't work on other Tau, so I'm just getting under there.
It's very funny.
Honestly, not a bad idea. Okay, so you are going there. Can you roll me? I would accept an acrobatics or a sleight of hand to just gum yourself up with this Tau as cover.
Oh, great. I'll take an acrobatics. I'm trying to get up, and the old Morgan is fucking it up. It's a 9.
He gets a 4.
All right.
Oh, wait, he's got disadvantage. Yeah, he gets a 4. So,
Okay.
no, he despite the fact that you did not do it well, he's just there, like, yelling in Tau, can't see anything, and you're using him as cover, so
Just
you're fine.
Jumping between his feet underneath.
You pull that off. Damien.
Yes. I know Morgan can move through spaces occupied by other creatures. Is there enough space in this doorway 30 feet down where Solomon and Spartacus are that Damien can move through?
Yeah, they're
Or-
friendly creatures, so they would allow you to do that.
Okay. Damien, I think, is going to dash. So he's going to use his action and movement to double his movement.
Great.
So 30 feet to get him to the door, and then another 30 feet of movement to get into cover now that he's in the arena.
Great. So you can play essentially either side of the arena is
Yeah.
the best because there are some pillars along there. It's a pretty open space through the center, but you can get some slight cover from that where it would add like +2 to your AC if you've got the right angle on it. Do you want to move towards the crisis suit or away from the crisis suit? You don't have enough feet to get to the far wall.
Once he's at the doorway, before choosing to spend his next 30 feet of movement, the suit would be 25 feet away. Is that right?
It's
if in the
25, 30-ish
center?
feet away, yeah.
Okay. So I think he wants to start wheeling around. He's fine to maintain this distance. He just wants to split off from where a group of us could all be hit. So he's
Yeah.
gonna move like to the left of Solomon and
Yeah, so you're going to get to the door and then hook left. So you're booking it that way. Morgan's in the center. Your other friends are in the door. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Once I get to cover, this seems pretty serious. So let's use the bonus action to get into innate sorcery mode. So the horns are out and I am in cover.
Whew. All righty.
Yeah, just almost like a pilot light, just sort of like surging up when the gas kind of gets turned on. It's just boom, his horns come up.
Amazing. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Stevius dashes up and then dashes all the way up to you, Solomon. He jumps the 30 to 30. He goes, got him all inside. What are we doing here? Uh-oh, a battle suit. He has no room to attack. He expended all his energy running here to find out what was happening.
Yep.
Whistler is going to be following. He has just enough speed from where he was. He dashes forwards, dashes past you, dashes towards Morgan, and tackles this Tau, diving for its face. Let's see what he can do. He's got advantage because it sure is blind. And that will be just enough to hit a tackle Tau.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Tackle Tau.
Tackle Tau.
And he will do...
Tackle and grapple.
He will do 6 damage to the Tau as he latches onto it, trying to pull it down.
Fuck yeah.
Go, buddy. He's the perfect boy.
The other fire warrior on the far side, because your grenade has bought him some time, will turn back around and he will fire at you, Damien. He's firing the carbine. You get +2 to your AC, which is a base 17, which pushes it to 19.
Correct.
All right, let's see what happens with his 3 shots. That is 1. That might. 2 will definitely miss.
That's good.
The third is a 17. It will not make it past your arc. So you just have
for cover.
As you are running into cover, pulse carbine fire, just energy bolts chase you along the wall, but you manage to dive out of the way before the fire can get to you. At which point, the Kroot are fighting everyone outside, which is why no one new is arriving. We circle back to the top, which is Spartacus, who yells, I will get a kill worthy of the Kroot. And he's charging the Crisis battlesuit in the center of this battlefield. He is going to take his shot. Why do I do this to myself? He has 2 attacks that he will cast. Or 2 attacks that he will make. Okay, one of them will miss, but one of them is a nat 20.
Yeah,
so he
Spartacus.
is dashing in. He attacks one leg just at the knee joint, stabbing into it, then flips around, double hands it over his head when he realizes that isn't doing it, and just carves into the neck at the head of this Crisis battlesuit. He will be doing 6d8 damage. So let's see what's coming out of this dear boy.
I'm glad we're friends.
You want some
You want
D8s?
more?
I've got 3, so I'll just roll them twice. 17.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh, that is spicy. 17.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, shit. 17, 23, 27, 35.
Holy fuck.
Plus 2 will be 37 damage as this Crisis battlesuit starts sparking. Its head is tilting. It is...
Jesus.
47 damage
Great
total
boy.
done to this thing, all by Spartacus. It is in a bad way, one might say, about this Crisis battlesuit.
Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
It is very much more than bloodied at this point.
fuck.
It is clearly starting to fire up its jets, hoping to escape this place.
Oh, shit.
Up next is Solomon.
Solomon is going to, inspired by Spartacus and how fucking rad he is, Solomon's going to channel divinity, peerless athlete.
Oh, yeah, get after
Get
it.
He's
in
spicy.
there.
He's out of his mind. He runs inhumanly fast, jumps 15 feet into the air, and yells down to Spartacus, "Let's kill this brother!" And he's going to, full incubus glaive swipe this thing right in the neck.
Great, you're hitting at the same spot. I absolutely love it.
Spartacus and
you
You
get-
Sporticus
will
over
have
here.
advantage
Yeah.
because Spartacus is also involved in this
I
combat.
love that. I love that.
Oh.
That would be a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Get him.
Come on, Sparty. Me and Sparty down by the schoolyard. That is 17 points of damage.
17
That's
points
pretty
of
great,
damage.
Oh
man.
my god.
Takes us from 47 that has been done total to 57 to 64. Whew. Between the two of you, 64 damage. Very impressive.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Cleaves deep into this. You see blood running along your blade where it has clearly tagged the pilot inside this, but this suit is still barely clinging to life as its jets start trying to lift it up off of the ground. It is the suit's turn. It is going to fire its flamer directly at both of you in this combat. It will have advantage because you are close and it is a flamer. Burst, a burst at you, Solomon, which will be a 19 to hit.
Just barely.
Oh, man.
Another one at you, Solomon.
Whoa.
Actually, no, the other two will go, it'll be one each. So Spartacus gets this one. Spartacus gets hit, and then I'm going to roll a d6. 4 plus it's you, Solomon. 1 to 3. It's Spartacus. It's you as
Solomon.
well.
Ooh, got the
so you
boy.
both get hit, and then it's going to take another second shot at you. 13 will only go to 16. What's your AC?
18.
All right, so you both get hit one time. Solomon, you will take 8 damage as the flamer tags you, and Spartacus will take 8 damage as well.
Oh, the brothers.
Not bad. Could have been worse.
Yep, this crisis suit is there. It has fired. It cannot buy the space that it needs. I think it's going to try to bail out anyways. So it is going to try to move because it can fly and take off out of here. You will get an attack of opportunity. Solomon.
Oh, fuck.
Sure.
So will Spartacus, right?
So will Spartacus, yes. But Solomon's directly clinging to it currently,
Got
so
it.
I'll let him go first.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
Get him. Get him.
Nice,
Get
nice,
him.
nice. 11 plus 6. Another 17.
Another 17 damage. I mean, now we
Huge.
got to know what Spartacus does. It's just
Huge.
Spartacus misses, so it is you. With that damage, you hack through the center of this unit, carving all the way down and cutting a leg off. Its power sputters, dies, and it falls onto its back, opening up to try to eject. You hear the hiss of the interior cockpit, but it does not go anywhere. It's been too heavily damaged, though the front of the battle suit has lifted away and back. You look down, Solomon, and you see a figure you recognize as Shasso Zestro inside this suit.
In the flesh.
And the bloodied and beaten and dying Shasso Zestro looks up at you, Solomon, and says, "Cow yawn."
What does that mean?
And he passes out and dies. But in a crackle of stealth fields being revealed, at the top where you had originally seen Shasso Zestro, you see a truly massive battle suit being revealed. This is 3 times as high as a space marine. This is nearly 7 meters tall with a huge threatening weapon arm on one side. It stares down at all of you with drones hovering around it that have clearly given it this stealth field. And you hear a voice from within it say, "This is Anno Artemis. Surrender now or die."
This episode of Agents of the Inquisition features the voices of Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, Josh Halbert, and Tyler Hewitt, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Agents of the Inquisition's artwork was created by Del Borovic. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, whose music was provided by freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. If you want to support the show or get an ad-free version, go to dumdumdice.com/join. That's dumdumdice.com/JOIN. Again, that's dumdumdice.com/join. Though the team is working under special condition, this podcast isn't. So tell your friends about Agents of the Inquisition and join us next episode. Rabute Gilliman himself commands it.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Madre de Gatos, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lale, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Mickey Blake, Corpse Knight Silver, Adamir 101, The Dankler, Lady Destiny Stormbringer, Randall Eberly, Lord Taser, Funky Stevie, J. Robert the Mad Fox, Optimus Omega, The Workaholic Mr. V, LMX, Emilio and Minions, Flea Unit, Binks, Magical, King Kato, Lurking Sam, Lost, Tay the Dirt Sailor, Oliver D&D Clothsoft, Zara Cypher, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
What do you need directions to? Which profession trainer would you be looking for? Do we have mining trainers here? Where do you think you are? Why, you'll find one of the best miners in all Dunmoreau at the Deep Mountain Mining Guild on the northern side of the Great Forge. There, Gia from Bouldertoe will show you the true art of mining. If you ask me, there's no greater profession than a miner. And if you ask me, there's no greater miner than a dwarf.
Panda fe wanja ya huibon suda Shengbea song huik wan shang fui liu long Su wi gu gi biao Ja fu ma shui ya Ni an fang du ja fu i ki Wan ja Su wi hu iguan Bia denga shiji Lu longo gi shumeni sha Ni sha
Okay, might need to go soon to make some breakfast. Yeah, it's time for me to go make some breakfast, so we'll stop the stream here and see you maybe later tonight. Goodbye for now.